Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into Podcast Room 303. Introducing one co-host with more nuggets than Chick-fil-A, Nick Morahan. Executive producer until we find someone better, Eric Washington. Nobody really knows what he does around here, Nevada Putnam. And now, the single greatest thing to happen to hosting in history, Jermaine Antonio Colon Mendez. On with the show.
Woo-wee. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into Podcast Room 303, episode 236. I'm your host, Jermaine Colon Mendez. This is my co-host, Nicholas Morahan. And as always, we have with us the EPE. And now, a regular occurring guest. No, not the dog he's petting, but fellow executive producer, A1 Day One, Nevada Putnam is with us. How you doing this evening, Nevada?
I'm doing good. We're in positive temps now, which I'm curious what your guys' thoughts are. Is there another job in the world where you can be wrong as much as a weather forecaster and still have a job?
Intel analyst.
A pick picker for the 303 Room podcast.
This isn't a job. This is a hobby.
We are pretty bad at that. We're still more correct than weather forecasters. No, that's a great answer. The answer is Intel analyst, though.
Intel analysts become weather guessers, though. Like after they get out of the military.
They're like, we think that guy's there. sir, that is a wedding.
Just drop a bomb on it.
All right, Barack Obama.
He's in there somewhere.
See what I did there? Play on words. Obama. All right, that was terrible. How you doing this evening, Nick?
I'm good. As Nevada's temperatures increase, my temperatures are decreasing. It's always funny. So we got 3 inches of snow 2 days ago. It's always funny to see how like Southern people react in the snow. It's incredibly entertaining. And there's a hill in my neighborhood, and on our walk last night, we saw about 2 or 3 people come down that hill normal speed and have to like bail out, have to like try to make a left-hand turn and be like, nope, and then just go skidding down the street.
You mean driving?
Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Oh, man, I thought you were talking. So my head, when you said hill, I thought sledding.
Mm-mm.
Like someone was riding down a trash can lid or something. You know what I mean?
No, it's the road goes down a hill. So, of course, there was snow on the ground and starting to ice up because it was below freezing. And you would see guys come over that hill at like 25, 30 miles per hour like they normally do. Go to hit the brakes to make that left-hand turn, throw on the blinker, and then be like, oh, I'm not stopping.
It's so funny because I lived in Virginia for a little bit. And Virginia, a lot of people don't think Virginia is the South, which is batshit crazy. Not sure why people think that, but I never even really grew up in snow, and even I knew how to drive in snow. I would see people in pickup trucks in ditches in Virginia. Like, what are you? I was like, how are you doing that? And all of a sudden, I was like,
they're the worst. Pickup drivers in the snow are the worst because they're like, oh, I have a pickup. I can just go the same speed, if not faster. It's like, no, your tires work the same way everybody else's tires do.
So I was driving an RSX, like zipping past them going 20, like, dog, how are you doing that? It's crazy. I just don't understand it. But how you doing this evening, Eric?
Nice and cozy, dude. Weather out here in SD is fantastic. Outside of that, though, terrible weekend for sports. So it's been a rough one. But you keep saying that you can't believe people think that Virginia is not the South. I pulled it up here. And let's go ahead and just get this for the 303 for the roomies here. The Mason-Dixon line includes states Virginia, Kentucky, Missouri. Anything below those is the South, all the way to Texas, just to clear the air for people. Virginia is definitely the South. It was a Confederate state.
It was the capital. It was
That's what you have to say.
That's all you need to
West
say.
Virginia exists because Virginia was the South. All I need to say.
Can we get a West California or a Southwest California so that way we don't have to be associated with California?
It's going to happen.
So speaking of, we'll just use this for the what the fuck headline because we didn't have any submissions. But California, and I'm not sure if I disagree with this or anything, but California is the first state to begin passing laws to prevent tackle football being played from the ages 12 and under.
Tragic.
So instead of teaching them form, and technique, and instead of educating them or improving equipment, they just said, "Nah, we ain't doing it." So
smart.
Each day we stray further away from God.
Amen.
I wasn't expecting to get an amen on this podcast. All right. Now that we're through introductions, today's episode, we'll be getting into pop culture pick'em, top 5 things to look forward to in 2024. We'll be doing our head-to-head review. We'll get into the NFL futures review now that we have the full party. It's a bloodbath, as always, with futures. We'll get into it when we get there. We'll do a super wild card review. I don't know. Why do we call it super now? Because they added
the extra game, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And on Monday.
Oh, and on Monday?
Monday now.
And in the snow.
That's super.
Everyone fucking hates a Monday night
That's
playoff
super.
game. Bro, I want Saturday and Sunday all day. I want football Saturday and Sunday all day. I don't want football on Monday.
6 games Saturday, Sunday.
That is 3 and 3. AFC all on one day, NFC all on one day. Let's just get it out of the way. It just bonkers.
And it prevents disadvantages for teams.
I think we should add a Thursday playoff game.
You can go fuck yourself.
And
just like that.
Nevada is no longer a recurring guest.
he's-
Thanks for joining us. No, I'm just kidding. I'll bring him back.
He's
Then
closer to God now.
We'll get into the NFL divisional round. We'll give you the times that the games are going to be played for the 4 matchups to see who makes the conference championships game. And then we'll also discuss the all-pro nominees. And, let's just go into the all-pro now. Well, actually, let's go into PCP. Let's not reinvent the wheel here. Let's go into PCP. Today's order is going to be Nevada, Nick, myself, and Eric.
Are you guys getting? I added a 4th spot since there's 4 of us. Can you guys get a good read on that, or do we need it bigger?
Yeah, zoom in.
Nah, zoom out. We don't see your column anymore.
There.
Yeah.
All right.
Actually, damn.
That's good, right? I can always just go like that.
Yeah. So I would zoom in, make it 2 columns, and then so that way the people are watching, and then you can scroll to the side. All right. Appreciate you. All right, Nevada, you got the first pick. Take it away.
All right. I'm going to pick more of an obvious one that I think some of you might have had, but I'm looking forward to Wolverine joining Deadpool. It's about time. I'm looking forward to that movie in particular this year. There's a handful of movies, but that one I kind of have high hopes for, so I'm looking forward to that one.
Like it.
Yeah, I was going to pick Deadpool 3, and then I realized, I should probably pick something from a sphere that you guys won't pick from. And so I went ahead and switched up my list here. So Deadpool 3, I think that's a great choice. And the best part is they're bringing Hugh Jackman back.
Exactly.
Right. And his and Ryan Reynolds' chemistry is outstanding. So I'm pretty excited.
And in the traditional costume, the traditional yellow and blue Wolverine costume.
Yeah, never before seen. I hope they don't fuck it up. There's always the chance that it is, but this is Marvel's first offering into the X-Men universe. Marvel, the studio, not Marvel, the comic book company. But so I have faith that they won't mess it up. But it's hit or miss nowadays. And let's go ahead and get it to Nick's pick.
I love major continental soccer tournaments. So I'm going the European championship 2024.
Euro Cup?
European Continental Championship 2024, year of our Lord.
Oh, that's funny.
Germany won't win it. We just got to hope that Spain, Italy, or France doesn't win it.
Why France?
Because France sucks.
You fucking piece of shit.
Hate us because they hate us, bro.
Just because Germany ain't shit no more now that all those old racists retired.
Well, one of the old racists just died, so watch your mouth. Have some respect.
Yeah, but he died at like 87. Why am I gonna feel sad? Like, my guy lived past the average. We should celebrate that, man. All right, it's my pick. It's my pick. I'm gonna go. My number one choice is ironic because it was something that I brought up pre-show. Inadvertently, is audio video improved quality for our show. So that was something that I had written down because that's something we could easily take care of and make it even better. But I'll do some research into it and get us squared away.
Well, this is really going to throw the vibe off because I was like thinking, fuck it. My mom's last chemotherapy is next week, so can't fucking wait to ring that bell with her to celebrate.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's fucking
So
awesome.
that's
That's like a great choice for this list, bro.
Sorry to put a great choice on this
Yeah.
list.
I thought we were doing like, this is, whatever. It's not movies or anything, but this is like the thing I'm looking forward to the
How
most.
dare you have a personal life, Eric?
Yeah, can I change my pick to Eric's mom having her last chemo?
Yeah, I think
Appreciate that, brother.
all of our first picks should be that one. Look at us assholes. He let us all go first to make us look like scumbags. Well done, dude. Well done.
And then the second one is I can't wait to get confirmed so I can officially become the godfather to my goddaughter.
I'm gonna call you the goddaughter from now on.
The goddaughter. Congrats on becoming the goddaughter.
Appreciate it, dude.
I'm gonna switch my list up here and bring one of my honorable mentions into here, and I'll go NFL Draft 2024. So
In Detroit.
Eric and I are going to Detroit for the NFL Draft, so it should be a lot of fun.
I'm surprised this one fell to me. I will go with another worldwide celebrated event. I'm going to go with the Paris Summer Olympics. I love the Olympics, and mainly the Summer Olympics.
I love the Olympics, but they keep getting rid of everything good, so it's like hard to be excited for it.
Baseball's back, baby.
Thank you, World Baseball Classic, for getting that rectified. I never understand what the committee is thinking when they get rid of getting rid of wrestling is crazy.
Break dancing is in.
Didn't they try to add paintball, or did that one fail?
Bro,
I think that one failed.
If we were gonna add adult live action role play to the Olympics, that shit would be fire, bro.
It'd be pretty good, yeah. So you have all your aquatics, you have your archery, you have your athletics, whatever that is, I guess.
Is that like track and field?
I would guess, yeah. All your track and field events, badminton, basketball, 3-on-3 basketball, boxing, break dancing called breaking, canoeing, both slalom and sprint canoeing, so watch out for that. Cycling, with BMX cycling being an addition this year.
Interesting.
Equestrian, football, as in soccer, golf, gymnastics, handball, judo, the pentathlon, rowing, rugby sevens, sailing, shooting, skateboarding, I think for the first time, maybe.
I've never seen it before.
Tokyo 2020 was its first. Sport climbing, surfing, table tennis, taekwondo, almost said taekwondo, tennis, triathlon, both indoor and beach volleyball, weightlifting, and then wrestling, freestyle, and Greco-Roman.
Thank you for bringing back Greco-Roman. Also, if you haven't seen Boys in the Boat, a sports movie that dropped in December about the rowing team from Washington, a fantastic movie. But when you said rowing, I actually got jazzed for rowing because I was like, fuck yeah. I guess I'm super into rowing now because of that movie. But
Boys in the Boat, huh?
Boys in the Boat, yeah. It sounds kind of like a Drew Barrymore, coming of age film where she drives cars, but it's not.
It's George Clooney where boys come of age in a boat.
Yeah, George Clooney directed it, yeah.
George Clooney is making boys come in a boat?
I'm just gonna stay away from
I
this
know
one.
the Epstein list has been dropped, right?
Good for you, George.
All right, before we get canceled, Nevada, give us your next pick.
Well, I did some research on my next pick, and now I realize it's not going to be till 2025. So let me switch gears real quick. Nick stole mine. I was going to say betting on the Olympics and the Special Olympics because that is, or the Paralympics because they're creating the same. Yeah.
That's amazing.
I'm not going to remember that. I'm going to say it anyway, even though it's going to be 2025 because I won't remember for 2025. It was originally scheduled for this year, but a new manned moon landing.
Yeah, going back to the moon.
Oh, they already pushed it back. They gotta work the CGI effects.
They
out.
Lost the technology, yeah, bro.
They
found it and then they fumbled the bag and lost it again.
They need to make sure the CGI quality is like super good. Can't be releasing those Marvel films. You know what I mean?
Can't be looking like 1993 Jurassic Park when we go in there.
Yeah, ain't nobody want that.
All right, no, that's a tight answer. Even though it's not 2024, but all right, tight.
It was planned for 2024, so I'm going to count
it. What's your next one, brother?
This one will be near and dear to Nick's heart, but I'm really hoping that it finally opens up to the public. But going to Casa Bonita.
Is that a restaurant in Denver?
If you guys are unfamiliar with what Casa Bonita is, go type in the internet South Park Casa Bonita episode and just watch the Casa Bonita episode of South Park.
Casa Bonita is not a restaurant. It's an experience.
It's an experience.
All right. Somebody text the group chat so I can remember to watch that episode when we finish recording tonight. I'll watch it tonight just to know what the fuck this means.
You know when you have Yeah. Damn, Casa Bonita closed a long time ago. Casa Bonita closed in Nevada. Did Casa Bonita close before I moved from Colorado? No. 2006?
Yeah.
No, it's sometime
I don't
around
know.
there. All right, so this feels like a draft where I'm just getting all my picks, so I'm just going to keep taking from the top of my list and not trying to get cute right here. April 8th, we will have parts of Mexico, the United States, and Canada, I believe all of the United States and Canada, will see a total solar eclipse in 2024. It will be the first time that this will be the last time this happens until 2044. So total solar eclipse is what I'm excited for, 2024.
I thought you were going to pick the cicadas.
Oh, geez. I don't even know. People always say cicadas are like 17-year animals, and yet they're every year.
No. So that is incorrect. There's two types of cicadas. They are 13-year cicadas and they're 17-year cicadas. And every 13 years and every 17 years, they have a cycle where all cicadas pop out of the ground at the same time and they fly around. And the reason why they pop at the same time is because if they're all in the air at the same time, predators can't get them. So more of them are likely to survive. So it's a natural evolutionary cause that the cicadas have gone through. Then on top of that, they picked 13 and 17 because 13 and 17 are prime numbers. And those are hard years for natural predators to time out for them to get the cicadas movements. Now, the reason why it's so crazy this year in 2024 is 13 times 17 is 221. And the last time this happened was 221 years ago. So when those two numbers times each other, then every 221 years, every cicada pops out at the same time. And that's supposed to be happening this year in North America. It's going to be like a crazy phenomenon.
It's like a 221-year Groundhog Day.
Yeah,
Except
exactly.
instead of groundhogs, it's cicadas, and instead of cicadas, it's Jermaine taking every bit of electricity away from my total solar eclipse pick, keeping it in the dark, if you will. All right, Jermaine, your pick.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I was well informed on cicadas' natural movements. Aren't you the biologist?
Oceanographer.
Oh yeah, I gave you too much credit. I'm going with the last
Marine
Ronin,
biologist.
the last Ronin 2 re-evolution. And I probably should explain that. So the last Ronin.
Nope, Eric, on to you.
Yeah, I mean we can just leave it in the dark, right?
Seems like comic related.
Google it.
Yep. All right. Yep. Look it up. Hey, South Park, same thing. Look it up.
So Last Ronin 2. So the Last Ronin was a comic book for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles written by the original creator, Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird. And what it did is it flashed forward into a dystopian future where only one turtle remained. Turned out to be Michelangelo. And he raised war on New York against Shredder's grandson. Ended up killing him and resetting that whole thing. And at the end of that book, they revealed that there's new turtles that they're going to inject ooze into for him to train and become the new Ninja Turtles. So this Last Ronin 2 book is going to pick up from there, be the re-evolution, and continue telling that story.
Sounds dope.
It's really fucking tight, bro. There are rumors that they are making a Last Ronin video game on top of that. So Michelangelo runs around and he uses every single turtle's weapon.
Dope. Oh, that's the thing we watched, right?
Yeah, you watched on YouTube with me the story of it.
Yeah, that was dope.
Yeah.
It was dope.
So Last Ronin 2 is coming out this year. And that's all I got. On to you, Eric.
Sweet. So for my third pick, my trip to Croatia and Amsterdam. That's gonna be mad fun. And then, man, I didn't want to do it, but let me see here. I don't know if I should say. All right, hold on. Let me look at my TV shows that I wrote down here.
Just say it. Just go with the one that's there, the one that you want to say. Just say it. Say it.
All right, so I'm just gonna go with the new Jack Ryan that's coming out. They're doing a new Jack Ryan series. They ended it with what's the guy's married to Emily Blunt? Krasinski. They ended the one with Krasinski and they're giving us a new one. I really like the one with Krasinski, so I'm hoping the new one's dope.
It's a different actor.
Yeah, different. The whole different. I guess the guy who wrote these books has thousands of different stories, and they're just gonna pick a different story to run with. And then lastly, I'm gonna go with. I can't wait for the 2024 NBA playoffs. I think the 76ers are gonna win the championship.
Did you just give us your fourth and fifth, even though we only needed your fourth?
Oh, my bad.
All right, you can put them both.
I don't think anybody's gonna pick my last one.
You can put them both in. It's been revealed. You're getting a slide because your mom's cancer treatment is next week, and so we're not gonna get on you. But come on now, you've done PCP for how long?
I don't know. I just spaced out.
All right, my next pick is I'll go comic book related again. I'm going to go Cobra Commander, the ongoing story that's based in the Energon universe. The Energon universe is Transformers times G.I. Joe. They're both in one shared universe now. And it's being written by Robert Kirkman. Kirkman is the creator of The Walking Dead. He's the creator of Invincible. And he's the new head of Image. And he's injected new life into Transformers and G.I. Joe, which are, if you were a kid, Transformers and G.I. Joes were the fucking shit.
I was one of those ones, yeah.
So, I'm pretty excited to see where he's going. The Void Rivals comic has been sick. And, just some of the changes he's added to it. And also, the artist hates Bumblebee. And maybe because of the movies or something like that, but Bumblebee is not in it. So you don't have to worry about a fucking car that can't talk. All right. It's your pick, Nick.
I'm going to go with the another sports-related one, but we have a new college football playoff format. 12 teams. The analysts are going to have to find something else to talk about, right? Nobody's going to care 12 versus 13, right? Or like, hey, should this team get in? All the major teams are going to get in. The news coverage is going to celebrate it. They're not going to care if it's like NC State against Cincinnati against Kentucky, whether they get in. So I'm just excited to see that. They'll probably still piss me off in some way, but at least we at least get a bracketed format now.
Can't wait.
It should be a lot of fun. It's
Hell
going to be incredibly interesting to watch unfold. Speaking of college football, Reggie Bush tweeted about Nick Saban running away because of the NIL. And on a scale of 1 to 10, how much validity to that comment from Reggie Bush do you think there is?
1 million.
Yes.
I think it's 100% the reason why he's leaving.
But okay. So yes, I agree with everybody. 100% that's why Nick Saban is leaving, because he's old as dirt and doesn't want to learn this new landscape, right? this new like NIL, yeah. Right? Where you recruit guys, you have a great class, and then they leave the next year because NC State has an opening at quarterback, and that your backup quarterback, your backup 5-star got offered money to go play there, right? But also, this isn't Jimbo Fisher. Nick Saban can do anything and say anything and do whatever he wants now. Who cares if he's running away? He's running away with 7 national championships under his belt. If he says, hey, I don't want to do, and you even saw it at the beginning of the year when he talked about Jimbo Fisher and how Texas A&M can just buy players, he's frustrated with this NIL stuff. So he's running away, and you know what he's running away with? 7 national championships. Who cares if he leaves?
I 100% think Reggie Bush's comment was valid. Like
100%.
The framing of the retirement makes a ton of sense. I also 100% believe this man is 72 years old and has coached college football for the last 25 years. And I think my man's like, I'm gonna go ahead and retire to my wraparound porch and all my car dealerships and just call it, bro.
But imagine the landscape that you're being faced as a college football coach. It always used to be in college football, if you were a good recruiter, you could be not as good of a coach. Now you have to be 4 things at once. You have to recruit players, so you have to have great classes. You have to pay players so you can have good NIL classes, so you can have good transfers. You have to coddle players so they don't leave. And you also have to put a quality product on the field, not knowing who's going to be there next year. So how do you even recruit, right? If I recruit 4 5-star wide receivers and then 4 of them leave in the transfer portal because they won't get quote unquote playing time, because their little feelings get hurt because I had 4 5-star wide receivers in front of them who were national players of the year. I can't help that. You know what I mean? So I don't blame Nick. I think Reggie Bush is completely right. I don't blame Nick Saban for saying, screw this, man. Like I'm gonna go sit on my lake house and I'm gonna go enjoy the next, whatever life has in store for me over the next however many years I'm still left on this planet. And if you go to my trophy room, you can see my 7 national championships.
And I think that's the big point is, back in the day before all the NIL stuff, Nick Saban would walk into your house, kiss your mom on the cheek, shake your father's hand, sit down on the recliner, and show you all the rings. Now that means jack shit, because you can't have your 3rd-string guy be a 5-star guy because he's going to get paid to go elsewhere. So again, Saban doesn't want to be a part of that.
What was it? 164, 100 or 166 Division I FBS college football programs. 138 quarterbacks entered the transfer portal.
Oh yeah, it was. I mean, we were talking about it in the text chat for a minute. It was like we were seeing outrageous numbers of transfers. I don't even think I saw like the final number, but I think it got close to 10,000 kids.
Thousands and thousands
entered the transfer portal. I was just like, bro, could you imagine you have to hit the recruiting class from the high schoolers that are coming, and then you have to hit the transfer recruiting class on top of that. I honestly, like, it's a lot of work. I will say that I'm ecstatic Nick Saban retired, because it seems like a lot of the kids are leaving Alabama to go to Texas.
Yeah.
And it's starting to, it's like, hey, I would have rather played for Texas, but y'all sucked.
Right.
I'll be the first one to tell you, we sucked. We couldn't tackle for like a 3-year window, dude. So it's very interesting. College football has, and it's not even interesting for the product on the field. It's interesting for how everything's evolving around it. And, you know, to couple on that college football playoff format, and then I'll let Nevada go. You know, the college football game is supposed to drop this year. Remember? NCAA fucking whatever they call it now.
And if you've been listening to the developers, NIL will have a significant impact. They have made sure that NIL has a significant impact on the game.
Oh, like
so
in the game.
Yeah, so like you can have So if you there's going to be some sort of NIL transfer portal system. So you too can feel the pains of a college football coach.
So you can understand why Nick Saban retired. Right. All right.
You can understand why people are still going to play NCAA football 14.
All right, let's get your next two. Or go
you
ahead,
throw out 10 G's and the Mickey D's, and any one of us are going.
I'll do whatever you want, mister.
I just wanted McDonald's. I'll play for it anyways.
My next pick is going to be the 2024 NBA playoffs. I'll piggyback off the Nick Saban stuff. I am excited to see what the downfall of the evil empires in football looks like. Belichick gone in New England and Saban gone in Alabama. I'm just ready to see the chaos of what happens with those two behemoths.
Pete Carroll in Seattle.
Michael Abel in Tennessee. I don't think not same level, but yeah.
Bama got their replacement, right? The Washington coach.
Yeah, DeBoer. Yeah. And then, Washington took Arizona's coach.
Yeah. My final pick, even though I'm a glutton for punishment, apparently, opening day. I'll be there.
Oh, it's excited, baby.
How can you be excited? I just
doesn't matter, baby.
Because opening day is what the season is about. Opening day.
And then here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna be invested in baseball again this year, and nobody's gonna be watching because the two of you are upset. You don't even watch baseball anymore. I'll see you back in September. Nick now watches baseball how I used to watch.
Opening day, baby. We're not losing 100 games. Fangraphs even said so. Let's not mention the article said we shouldn't expect to even be average at baseball this year.
Damn. God damn. That's dark.
All right, so I was gonna go. I hope I'm not stealing anybody's list right here. I was gonna go the Civil War movie, the A24 Civil War movie, but I'm gonna pivot. I'm gonna say this is something we haven't seen in a while, and kind of something unprecedented in world geopolitics. Indonesia's okay. First of all, I'm gonna ask you guys a question. What is the current capital city of Indonesia?
Indonesia City.
No.
Oh.
Of Indonesia?
Indonesia. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Let's see. Indonesia. So I'm gonna go with Manila.
That would be the capital of the Philippines. Indonesia is Jakarta. Jakarta is an island. Right? The city is not an island, but the islands are sinking into the ocean. The island of Jakarta is sinking into the ocean.
Nerds.
So Indonesia over the past couple of years has been building A new capital city.
That's cool.
That's sick. What is it called? You broke up.
It's on the jungle island of Borneo.
Okay.
It's called Nusantara. And
What?
it started in 2019, but the official switch will happen this year, 2024.
This sounds like a comic book.
They've switched to so Borneo is very mountainous, so it shouldn't sink into the sea.
Well, once you start adding all those people,
Shut the fuck up.
dude, it's the most. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Jakarta is probably the most populated city in the world, right? It's got to be up there with like the Chinese cities and Japan. Jakarta's massive, isn't it? There's a Google button right here.
I was like, you're the executive producer, my guy.
Jakarta.
Putting Nevada to work. Why isn't he researching anything?
I don't know, 10.56 million. That can't be that big. Oh, no, I'm sorry. The metro population is 33.9 million. Which stacks up with Tokyo. Let me see Tokyo.
Which is 6 in Indonesia.
That's 6 in Indonesia?
Mm-hmm.
33.9 million is 6 in Indonesia.
Yeah. According to Wikipedia.
That's not.
You weren't even top 5 in that country.
Nah,
my
man.
guy.
Nah. I think
Yeah.
something's wrong.
Are you looking at the metro area population? Tokyo.
Oh my goodness. Tokyo is
Tokyo's
number
got-
1. I know Tokyo is number 1 because we had this exact same discussion last March in Tokyo.
In Tokyo. We
When
went,
you guys-
damn, this place is big.
When you guys didn't believe me that it was number 1. We looked it
40.8
up.
million residents.
In Tokyo?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember that conversation. Having that conversation in Tokyo is amazing. Though.
That's crazy. The Tokyo metropolitan area is second behind New York City. And this is based off of 2023 gross metropolitan product estimated. Let me go look this up real quick.
You know, the crazy thing about that, what I just said, though, is they are just moving the capital of Indonesia. They're not moving the people.
What? So Jakarta, so they're going to sink. We're going to lose 33.9
So they're just
million.
moving. They're just moving the provincial capital of Indonesia to this new city and government buildings and government officials. I'm sure. I don't think there's a plan in place, or I haven't seen one for them to move those. What is it? To move those 33 million people off Jakarta. Just play them off.
They're just going to let them sink. And they're going to let 33 million sink and start over. That's so
they probably have like
wild.
1 million government officials. So, high 30s or low 30s.
low 30s.
That's crazy.
So my last pick is going to be the video game Star Wars Outlaws. You get to play as an outlaw in Star Wars, and it's open world. I mean, go look it up. I don't know a ton of the details, but it's Star Wars. And
What else do you need to know? Shut up.
Yeah, exactly.
Shut up. It's open world Star Wars. Shut up.
It's sharks with laser beams on their heads.
You like fucking Han Solo? Shut your mouth, you greedy pig.
And Eric already gave us his last one, which
Yeah.
I'd like to pick Philadelphia 76ers winning the championship for Eric.
Eric was like, I'm going to give you 3, 4, and 5 right now. I need them. Any honorable mentions, boys?
I already mentioned mine, but the Civil War movie by A24.
It's so made up, though. It's Texas and California, really, guys. Come on now.
I don't have high hopes, but I am looking forward to the sequels for Beetlejuice and Gladiator.
Eric is so mad about Gladiator.
Dude, no. Why?
I agree on both fronts for both of those.
And then
movies.
they had to bring Denzel in to just water down his fucking filmography, bro. With this
Denzel's in
crazy-
Gladiator?
Yeah,
2.
dude. Gladiator 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he J-Man Hansu's uncle?
No, Jamon Hunter's in it. I don't know what role he plays, but
J-Man Hansu's
yeah, he's
in
in it.
everything.
I think that. No.
My honorable mention is Go-Go Loser Ranger. Go-Go Loser Ranger is an anime that's going to be coming out this year, and it's the villains of the Power Rangers infiltrate the Power Rangers to get their weapons, and so the villains are the hero of this series. So it should be fucking super sick. Look, I love the Power Rangers. I love giant robots fighting giant monsters. If you're not on board with that, then I don't know if we could be friends. It's like a large part of my childhood. I love Godzilla. I love Gundam Wing. Like, so this is like right up my alley, and that's supposed to come out in 2024. They don't have a release date though. So, and then the second honorable mention is the Avatar: The Last Airbender, the Netflix live action show. That drops February 22nd. So we're right around the corner from that gracing our presence, and it looks fucking sick. But it could suck. So those are my honorable mentions. If we got nothing else, let's go ahead and get into the all pros for the NFL. Just quick breakdown of it all, and then we'll move on. So quarterback, you had Lamar and Dak. Running backs, you had CMC and Kyron Williams. Fullback, you had the two fullbacks that you guys know, Ricard and Juszczyk, right? So San Francisco and Baltimore. Tight ends,
are there more fullbacks? I don't think there are.
Adam Prentice for the Saints.
Yeah.
Okay. Asks a question and gets upset. He gets the answer. Tight ends is George Kittle and Sam Laporta. Wide receivers, you have Tyreek Hill, CeeDee Lamb, Amon-Ra, and then you have A.J. Brown, Puka Nacua, Brandon Ayuk, and Mike Evans. So I'm going first team, then second team, in case I didn't say that before, because I did not. And then left tackle, you have Trent Williams, you have Tyron Smith. Guard, you have Tooney and Tyler Smith from Dallas. Center, you have Jason Kelsey and Frank Ragnow. Right guard, you have Zach Martin and Chris Lindstrom. Right tackle, you have Penei Sewell and Lane Johnson. On defense, you have Myles Garrett, TJ Watt, Michael Parsons, Max Crosby. Then you have Aaron Donald, Chris Jones, Justin Matabuke, and Dexter Lawrence. For linebackers, Fred Warner, Roquan Smith, Quincy Williams. Then you have Demario Davis, Bobby Wagner, and Patrick Queen. For corners, you have Deron Bland, Sauce Gardner. You have Jalen Johnson and Charvarius Ward. For slot, you have Trent McDuffie and Teron Johnson. Safeties is Kyle Hamilton, Antoine Woodfield Jr., Jesse Bates III, and Justin Simmons. I was going to skip this, but the kickers, you have Brandon Aubrey and Jake Elliott. Punter, you have A.J. Cole and Brian Anger. Returner, you have Keyshawn Nixon and Marvin Mims for kicks. And then punt returners, you have Rashid Shaheed and Darius Davis. And special teamer, you have Miles Killebrew and Jalen Reeves. Long snapper, Eric, can you give us those? Because
Ross Mastisic and Andrew DePaula.
All right.
So let's play a fun game here. You just heard the first and second games, and they're pretty famous players. But I'll give you the teams who don't have. There's 7 teams who don't have a selection on this list. Give me one player from that team who should have made the All-Pro. All right? Ready?
You're going to give us the team first?
I'll start with the AFC.
Okay.
Cincinnati Bengals.
Joe Mixon.
That's a great choice. I'm going to go Trey Hendrickson.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Nevada's in agreement. Houston Texans.
All pro. Derek Stingley Jr.
I got nothing, dude.
Okay. Eric says 0 was the right number.
Yeah, I don't know if Stroud makes it, but I think he's the closest one.
Indianapolis Colts.
DeForest Buckner.
No.
Oh,
Okay.
Quentin Johnston.
Nelson.
Quentin Nelson. Yeah,
Nelson.
sorry.
Yeah,
Quentin Johnson. That'd be impressive if Quentin Johnson.
He plays left tackle though, right? Nelson or left guard?
no, he's left guard.
He's guard.
Left guard. Oh, no.
New England Patriots.
Joe Thuney though. Nobody. No, Zeke. No, I'm just kidding. Nobody.
Oh, sorry. I'll do Nick's talks out of my ass live. I said 7 teams. There are 8 teams. New England Patriots.
Yeah, nobody on the Patriots deserves
Okay.
that.
Nobody gets it. Tennessee Titans.
No.
I don't think anyone. What's the D tackle? Simmons? Isaiah? Is it Isaiah? No, Isaiah Simmons is a linebacker.
Jeffrey Simmons.
Jeffrey Simmons.
Yeah.
He would be who I'd pick, but I don't think anyone should make it.
No Derrick Henry. No Derrick Henry love.
No.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No.
All right. Now switching to the NFC, Arizona Cardinals.
No.
No love.
No.
Okay.
James Conner's fantasy playoff run.
Washington Commanders.
As long as he's playing the Eagles, Scary to Terry. But no, other than that, no, I don't think so because they traded away anybody that should have made it.
Yeah, they. You probably could have argued for one of the edge rushers, maybe Jonathan Allen, the defensive tackle, but no, I don't think anyone should.
And
have it.
finally, the eighth and final team. Finally, the Carolina Panthers.
Bryce Young.
Adam Thielen was the largest All-Pro snub in history.
No.
I'm not serious.
Did he have like 2 touchdowns this year?
What's
I
that
don't
secondary player you guys have?
Jeremy Chin?
Jeremy did, but he got
He
hurt.
didn't play. No.
Damn. No, nobody.
Eric has been asking for the Eagles to trade for him all year and couldn't remember his name.
Hassan Reddick
Eric,
worked out so well,
you
dude.
can't trade for him. You can't trade for him. Wait until his rookie contract is up, and we release him. Then you can sign. Then you don't even have to give up picks for him.
That makes sense.
All right, we're running a little long, boys. Let's go ahead and get into the NFL futures review. Eric, you want to take it away?
Yeah. So, gonna share this here with you guys. Pretty rough year, man. Pretty rough year.
Look at all that red in
Look
our
at all this
ledger.
red, dude.
Damn.
Now, these aren't the final scores because some picks, as far as Defensive Player of the Year, MVP, that I can't. There's players that we know aren't going to win it, so I already marked those as losses. But the ones that are still questionable, I left them open, so there's still some room for adjustment here. But Jermaine finished 86 and 115 losses for his NFL futures.
I would like the record to show that I took 201 bets.
You took the most bets out of
Like,
all of us by far.
Everyone was pussyfooting around. Nevada, get your weight up, dog. You don't even have as many bets as I have losses.
He does, but all right. And then Nick finished 84 and 88 on the season.
The winner.
Yeah.
Put some respect on it.
Yep. I finished 63 and 86. And Nevada finished 63 and 67.
Yeah, I had more wins than you, Nick.
Doesn't
Just
matter.
Just saying.
By two.
We'll get the percentages once. I'll get the percentages for us once all the picks are in. But we can go here by division. So for the first division, the NFC West, Jermaine went 13 and 5. Nick went 11 and 7. I went 10 and 7, and Nevada went 12 and 4. So Nevada took that division. Anything from this division that you guys surprised you guys?
Can you zoom in? Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off, but just do 2 columns and then you can scroll as you go through. Thanks, bro.
What surprised me from this division? The Los Angeles Rams making the playoffs. That's what surprised me from this division.
What surprised me from this division was
None of us had them making the playoffs, or they're over.
was Van Jefferson not hitting over 4.5 touchdowns because he got traded to Atlanta.
It's still not hit.
He's fucking piece of shit, dude.
Fucking, I mean, honestly.
Something we all hit on in this division. Obviously, we all took CMC overs. Everybody hit on that. Nick did take the Cam Akers overs. That was a disaster.
Love that.
A lot of us took Cooper Kupp overs. Injury. Puka stepped up, so that killed some people. Moving on to the AFC West. For the AFC West, Jermaine went 5 and 19.
Yikes.
Nick went 6 and 16. I went 7 and 11, and Nevada went 5 and 13 for this one. For this division, we had the Kansas City Chiefs win, and nobody else made the playoffs in this division. Were there any surprises for you guys?
Nevada is a resident AFC West expert.
Oh, sorry.
Was there a question, or were you just putting me on the spot there?
Just putting you on the spot there, yeah.
Oh, okay.
That was an ellipses at the end. Sorry, Nevada is the resident AFC expert. Your thoughts?
It's hard for me to go back and at the beginning of the season and say there's surprises, but I wasn't high on Eckler. I don't know if I even I don't think I took his over on yards. I don't even know if I put.
No, you didn't touch Eckler.
Okay, well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
No, nothing crazy surprising.
I mean, Jermaine, you and I just thought this was going to be a different year than it was.
Look, this division had promise. First of all, I did not see this division ending with the Los Angeles Chargers as the worst fucking football team. Their quarterback's question to win close games, his ability to win close games now being questioned. I didn't see $225 million man Russell Wilson getting benched with 2 games left in the season and is now tied to the Minnesota Vikings. I didn't see the complete fall off of Devontae and the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's going to be tied to anyone who needs a goddamn quarterback. Wait till the Atlanta news comes out, right? I didn't see Devontae Adams and Austin Eckler for getting to football. I didn't see Patrick Mahomes finally looking human because Travis Kelce fell off the fucking face of the earth because his hands were palming small booty cheeks of Taylor Swift and he couldn't catch footballs anymore. This whole division was bonkers. Jerry Jeudy forgot to play football. Mike Williams out for the season. Oddly enough, we didn't take any Keenan Allen in here. And Keenan Allen was the dude who balled out.
I don't think anybody took a Keenan Allen prop.
Yeah.
Why?
We had Bosa props. We had Khalil Mack props. We had
somebody took a Quentin Johnston prop. That was Nevada. Somebody Nevada took Tim Patrick props. Isn't he retired?
No, he tore his ACL.
Oh, yeah.
Again, the motherfucker.
Yeah, I will say, I think every single one of us had the Chiefs winning the division, and I think that's about all we got right here. Sorry, Eric, you did not have the Chiefs. We didn't even have that. Let's go ahead and push it to the next division.
Tragic, dude. I don't even want to talk about this division next year. Moving into the what was after the AFC West here? It was the NFC North. When we went to the NFC North, let's see here. Jermaine went 12 and where did all my shit go?
Jermaine went 12 and 19.
It's so zoomed in, bro, and I can't. Hold on, give me a second.
Eric went. You
want
7
me
and
you
11.
want me to share, and then you can just use your screen.
Yeah, please, because it's hard for me to like. Did you already say it, Nick?
And Nevada went 10 and 8, and the absolute champion of this division, myself, went 19 and 2 with props. 19 and 2.
You got the division order right.
Really, it's 19-0 and 2. Because if Kirk Cousins doesn't get hurt, these both hit.
The Jefferson, because you only missed on Jefferson's receiving yards and you missed on Kirk Cousins' touchdowns.
I'll tell you what, guys, I'm all over that. I will pick one division a year. It's going to be wrong, but I will pick one division a year that I'm going to dub my 2023 AFC North award.
Yeah, next year you ain't gonna have one.
Perfect. If I would have bet this, it would have just paid money.
Yeah, so Eric came in last 7-11. Nevada came next 10 and 8. I had 12 and 19, and then Nick had 19 and 2. We go by wins here, not losses.
Any surprises for this division for you guys?
Yeah, that all my bets hit. Yeah, that was pretty surprising.
Look, nobody saw this coming from the Green Bay Packers. I was high on Jordan Love, but I wasn't this high.
What did you say? Look at the props.
I wasn't this high on Jordan Love. Oh, really? You had?
I was this high on Jordan Love.
Yeah, he was. I mean, he took him over pass yards and over touchdowns.
Well, that's because the number was low. He had no other Packers.
33.
Didn't need him. Preston Smith. Smith. Good offense, good defense. What else do you need?
This motherfucker. He's going to try to toot his horn. I'm not allowing.
Defense making the playoffs plus 180.
Kirk Cousins would have ran this division if he didn't fucking sacrifice his Achilles for the Minnesota Vikings. There are surprises all across the board. Justin Jefferson, probably one of the biggest disappointments in fantasy this year. Not that that's real life football, but get into the next division here.
Yeah, so the AFC North, we had Jermaine go 11 and 18. Nick went 9 and 14. I went 5 and 15, and Nevada went 7 and 13. Jermaine got the division winner right. Outside of that, we all missed. Any surprises for you guys on this one?
Now, you guys listened to the episode after it happened. I think we all did say that this division would be over 500. Did we not?
We were high on this division, yeah. We said this would be the best division.
I think we originally, if I'm not mistaken, this division and the
AFC West.
The one with the, what am I trying to say here?
Football
Bills, Patriots. What is that?
The AFC East.
AFC East. There we go. Fuck, I don't know why I spaced out the AFC East, which because we didn't know Rodgers was going to tear his ACL or Achilles on the 4th play of the season.
He did?
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, but I think those are the two divisions that we thought were going to be the closest this year.
God damn it, I haven't watched that.
I haven't even finished the 2022 season.
Oh my God, I hate you guys.
I can't wait to see Philly in the Super Bowl against Mahomes. It's gonna be such a.
I hope it doesn't come down to one final call.
That's cold blooded. After last night's game, y'all really gonna bring that up? That's hurtful. This division here. Look, I had to sit there and listen to an idiot all year say the Pittsburgh Steelers weren't a good football team, and despite them acquitting themselves quite nicely against the Buffalo Bills and one of the best quarterbacks in football. But the crazy part about this division was Joe Burrow got hurt. T. Higgins got hurt. You had Nick Chubb get hurt. Deshaun Watson. Both tackles for the Browns got hurt. The Pittsburgh Steelers went through 4 different quarterbacks. The Ravens lost J.K. Dobbins. The Ravens lost Keaton Mitchell. OBJ kept getting hurt. Mark Andrews got hurt. Rashad Bateman got hurt. It's like no matter what, these teams were so well coached that they were going to go out there and put together a great fucking football game. And this season actually made me move away from saying Zach Taylor is not a good football coach. He was on the hot seat for the last 2 years, despite going to the Super Bowl before that. And now you're like, oh shit, this dude can coach. And I don't know what we were seeing, but they lost Jesse Bates. They lost Von Bell. They lost a corner. They cannot draft offensive linemen in Cincinnati to play good football. And still somehow he had Jake Browning throwing 3 touchdown passes in a ball game. So this division was a lot of fun. I really like that. So let's go ahead and move into the next one here.
So the next division, tragic, and Nick actually picked this division perfectly, is the NFC East. Jermaine went 15-15. Nicholas went 13-6. I went 15-12, and Nevada went 10-9 in this division. Unfortunately, Jermaine had the Eagles winning the Super Bowl, and I lied. I went 15-13. I forgot I picked the Eagles to win the Super Bowl, so I got to add that. But Nick, again, second division. You got it perfectly right. How are you doing it, man?
All glory to God. Through him, all things are possible. I just want to say that right off the bat. It's a mix of not knowing what I'm talking about, but being confident enough to say it. And a blind squirrel finds a nut every now and then. So, Eric, I gotta thank you for this. Listening to you bitch so much last year, and the Eagles having a great record, I figured there's a regression to the mean. And that if your bitching was even coming from a remotely accurate place, there was going to be a regression to the mean. And the Cowboys are always a great regular season team. We know this to be true.
And this division cannot repeat winners. And I said, this is the year. This is the year it happens. And I looked fucking brilliant 11 or 12 weeks into the goddamn football season.
10-1.
10-1. I looked fucking brilliant. And then the defensive coordinator forgot that he had to keep doing his job. Cornerbacks, linebackers, safeties forgot they had to tackle the ball carrier. Defensive linemen couldn't plug holes and were constantly out of position on run plays. Like, it was bad. It was bad. It was bad. And now they're talking about firing a coach who went to the Super Bowl 2 years ago because apparently he can't coach despite winning 11 ball games. I guess winning 11 is not good.
Nope.
I guess not, right? I guess, it's Super Bowl or bust, and if you don't get to the Super Bowl, you're fired. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever fucking heard in my life. But
Yeah, Philly fans have gone off.
But remember,
success is
Donovan McNabb got them to a Super Bowl, and then they called him the N-word the next year. So this is just.
but was he doing anything that made him deserve that treatment? Is what we got to ask. I'm just kidding, bro. God damn. I don't mean that. I love McNabb, bro.
I will say no unequivocally. Question mark.
Success has made Philly fans awful. They used to be not successful, right? And then they won a Super Bowl, and now Philly fans are toxic.
It's like Red Sox fans now.
Yeah, it's exactly. It's exactly like that.
You used to root for Red Sox fans.
Now you can't fucking stand them, bro.
And it's like, but the success of Philly, where does this confidence come from?
They have had great records every year since like 2000.
We're the most dominant team in that division since 2000. Since Jeffrey Lurie took over, he's put money and he's injected. We're not going to turn this into an Eagles segment, but we've definitely kicked everybody's ass in that division, except for the fact that the Giants somehow stumbled into 2 Super Bowls with Eli. But
the whole city is like that.
Oh, I think it's just the personality of the people there.
It has to be.
Yeah. And then they feed off their coach. And our coach is kind of a D-bag. Like, I love him. I don't want him to get fired.
He's absolutely
but I'm going to say he's a douchebag. Like,
we're
I love
all
him.
Douchebags, though. So.
Yeah. And I think he's the perfect coach for that city. I think they need to chill out for 5 minutes.
Everyone does need to
take a step back for 5
sure,
seconds.
For sure. I will say my biggest surprise about this division is that we were all above 500. Let's go ahead and get into the next.
That's fair.
Yeah. Let's get into the next. Every single person paused like, oh, that is shocking.
Moving into the AFC East. Jermaine went 13-13. Nick went 10-17. I went 9-16. And Nevada went 13-7. This was because all over the place. What did you guys think of this division?
Man, we got
surprises or anything?
We got fucked by the Jets, man.
I think you said it.
Oh yeah.
I think that's it. I mean, I had Aaron Rodgers winning MVP.
So
I would like to say though, I don't know if you still have the bold predictions for later, but I'm not saying I did, but I did. I called the hoodie. It was his last year.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, Bill
Yeah,
Belichick last year. Yes,
Okay.
yes.
I also said Jerry Jones is going to die, so holding out faith. But
wait, so we have until the start of the 2024 offseason. So
Right.
you got a 2-month window, Eric.
so offseason starts a couple weeks after the Super Bowl, right?
No, offseason starts March. I guess
3rd?
technically, yes.
Couple
a couple weeks is correct.
Yeah, a
yes.
couple weeks after the Super Bowl. Okay, cool.
Or some would say a month.
Right.
Give it
4
to me,
weeks.
God. I don't ask too much.
A quarter of
Harry
weeks.
Jones.
I will say that my biggest disappointment is Dalvin Cook overs.
Oh,
I only picked that motherfucker because he was on my fantasy team. I ended up trading him away for like a 7th round pick, and there's only 5 rounds in our draft, so it doesn't fucking matter. But I do have a question for you guys. If Aaron Rodgers doesn't go down from what we saw from that football team,
Oh, absolutely.
they win the
Yes.
division?
They win that.
You guys all
Yes.
agree with that?
100%.
If Aaron Rodgers doesn't go down, Mac Jones overs hit. I agree. I agree with what you just said, Eric. He fucked this whole division.
Aaron Rodgers you can directly link Aaron Rodgers' Achilles tear to Bill Belichick getting fired, to Mac Jones getting benched, to
100%.
Matt Patricia being the DC for the Eagles. It's all there. There's a through line. I promise you.
to the Dolphins that can't beat a team above 500. It's all.
That's not true. The Dolphins beat the Cowboys.
Yeah, but the Cowboys can't beat a team above 500.
Were the Cowboys really an above 500?
So here's the funny part is like the Dolphins only being able to beat the Cowboys makes so much sense right now. Like once you've seen the playoffs play out, the super wild card weekend, it makes a ton of sense right now. So let's go ahead and speed this up. Let's get into the AFC South here.
Yeah, so for the AFC South, Jermaine went 5-13. Nick went 4-15. I went 4-11. Nevada went 6-13. Clearly, this is a division nobody knew what the fuck was going to happen in.
Two words: Houston Texans.
Yeah, nobody saw that coming. Nobody saw an epic collapse from Dougie P and the Jags. Outside of those two things,
we should have seen it.
We should have seen it coming. But outside of those two things, any surprises for you guys here? Any impressive young players that got injured early that might change the franchise when they come back?
Stroud. If only the Panthers had a quarterback like C.J. Stroud, but
we never had a chance to draft him.
I know. It's terrible.
He wasn't available when we were picking.
That's terrible. He should have declared for the draft before you guys had the pick.
He should have.
But yeah, C.J. Stroud going off. He wasn't quite in the peak category, but he was on his way. And he had the highest passing yards per game in the entire league.
I mean, he's gonna have a sophomore regression, so whatever.
Right. Yeah. So that has to mean Bryce is gonna have a sophomore.
Eric, can you look up the general manager for? It absolutely has to mean that.
Nope.
Nevada.
General manager for who?
For the Houston Texans. The big brain move
Nick Caserio
of drafting CJ Stroud. Holy shit. Nick Caserio is still there from the Manfred Mafia?
Yeah. The general manager of the Houston Texans. This was
I thought he was out the door with Bill O'Brien.
He's ranked as a tier 3 GM in this article by TexansDaily.com.
I thought he was retired like 2 years ago.
Damn, TexansDaily.com can't even rank their own.
I think he was with the franchise though in Nevada. Yeah, they bodied their own
This one
GM.
came over from New England like
He
2 or
did,
3
yeah.
years ago.
No, he came when Bill O'Brien was still there. Unless I'm thinking of a different New England guy, but
I will check.
Well, he stitched together a fucking
the big that's what I was trying to say. Sorry, Eric. But the big brain move of drafting CJ Stroud and then trading back to the number 3 pick with Arizona to get Will Anderson Jr. to bookend each side of the football and catapult this team into the divisional round cannot be. That's executive of the year type performance right there. But sorry, what were you saying, Eric?
No, I was just gonna say like that's an impressive. Everything he did in the offseason was impressive, and then D'Amico Ryans has to get. I think some very big consideration for coach of the year, just considering overcoming injuries. They had the youngest team in the league. They had hella rookies, and they still managed to win their division. Granted, it's the shit division in the NFL. It's like the worst division, but he still won that division with 11 games. I think the Texans.
Nah,
won?
they were 10.
10. Okay, well, still they won the division, and they're in the divisional round against Baltimore, and they could easily upset Baltimore and be in the AFC Championship game. So. Big stuff coming out of Houston. I hope a lot of good things to come from in the future. It's the one Texas team outside of the Longhorns that I can support. Then moving into the division podcast here, the NFC South. Jermaine went 12-13. Nick went 12-11. I went 6-3. And Nevada did not get any picks in for the NFC South. So I didn't add those up for you.
Just phoned it in.
You know what? Didn't make my record any worse.
Look, Nick, you can go 500 in the NFC South.
I know, it's amazing. You only need 23 games to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone had the New Orleans Saints winning the division. No, I mean, we all had Tampa Bay finishing last. The fact that Chris Olave finished at 5 touchdowns, Adam Thielen finished at 4 touchdowns.
4.5. I can't get 4.5. I can get 5 touchdowns out of Adam Thielen.
The
one guy we could throw the ball to.
The fact that Tyler Algier had 1,036 rushing yards in 2022, but Bijan Robinson can't eclipse 1,100.5 rushing yards in 2023, despite the Atlanta Falcons only rushing the football is fucking bonkers.
I want to say for you and I, Jermaine, let's not let the second half of the season from Justin Fields dictate anything we do next year for futures for the NFC North. Because we were all, both of us were so, mainly you. You got me on the train, bro. You got me on the train.
That's your fault. You listened to
I bought the hype.
You bought the hype.
I bought the hype. And then for the first 6 games of the year, I wanted to strangle you because he's fucking ass water. And then he finally kicked it in. But don't fall for that trap again, dude.
Eberflus.
Notice. No Justin Fields props. 19.
Eberflus did the same thing last year. He tried to make Justin Fields a pocket quarterback to start the year, failed miserably, changed it. Chicago Bears going to run. He did the same fucking thing this year, and they kept the head coach.
Well, hopefully,
and they're going to draft Caleb Williams. If you're going to draft a new quarterback, get a new fucking head coach. Just don't use the guy who couldn't develop the other quarterback. He already couldn't develop a top 15 quarterback.
That's true. Nick, who would you rather have, Bryce Young or Justin Fields?
That's a great question. Don't we have another segment to move on to?
The answer is Justin Fields.
The answer is Adam Thielen can throw a football, can he?
Oh boy! All right, let's go. Let's get into the head-to-head, and then we'll do a quick recap of the playoff games. Although we kind of touched on some of them, and then we'll get into the 4 games on the weekend.
Head-to-head last week.
Yes, sir.
Let's go ahead and get this pulled up here for you guys. You guys seeing that?
Why'd you say it like that?
Hell yeah.
You guys
seeing that, brother?
You guys seeing that?
So Jermaine went 1-2, putting him at 1-5 on the season, plus 178 units.
Let's go.
Nick went 1-2, putting him at 2-4 on the season, plus 12.4 units, hitting on 2 big parlays in back-to-back weeks. I went 1-2, putting me at 1-5 on the season, plus 3.66 units. And Nevada went 1-2. He hit on a anytime goal scorer bet with Connor McDavid, putting him at 2-4, down 2.05 units.
You have more wins than me and less units. You suck.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty impressive. You should be thanking me for my service because it's hard to do that.
I'm building up my early season unit stash so I can be negative 100 units by season's end.
How mad were you when Detroit didn't cover that spread, Nick? Considering everything else that it had to hit.
Not really.
Because that would have been your biggest win to date.
I mean, not really. I don't gamble with the expectation of winning, so.
Winning, that's for suckers.
The hope of winning, not the expectation of it.
Winning, that's for the 1%.
Winning is for suckers.
I'm just here to have a good time.
So right now, Nick and Nevada, it's early, ladies and gentlemen. Nick and Nevada are tied for most wins, and Nick has the most units, followed by Eric, myself, and then Nevada.
Let's clarify this. We're 6 picks in, and we're tied with the lead at 2.
So it's money picks, okay?
Nevada, aren't you a baseball fan? That's Hall of Fame numbers.
Well, I wish I could be 2 for 6. 2 for 6 with 12 home runs.
Crazy. Shohei can't do that.
Math ain't mathin', bro.
Well, he probably could do it on the Dodgers.
Fuck him.
I just wanted to see his reaction.
They defer my paycheck right now for 27 years. Bonkers. So, I did want to talk about something, it's not related, but it's sort of not relevant to what we're talking about right now. Why are you getting serious?
No, it's football related. My eye is watering, and I don't know why. But the Commanders. The new owner for the Commanders fired the GM, fired the coach, and he decided, I'm going to go hire successful executives to help me find my next executive and coach. Did you hear about this move by the Commanders? It's shocking because you're in DC. The Commanders owner went out and hired former Minnesota Vikings GM Rick Spielman. Huge fan of his. He was a fantastic GM. He's the guy who you saw celebrating when they got Justin Jefferson. And they went out and got him, and they got former Golden State Warriors general manager Bob Myers.
Oh, I did hear this. Yeah,
to help with the executive search, and they actually settled on the San Francisco 49ers assistant general manager to come in and be their new general manager. And they're still in the middle of their head coaching search. But they are on the record of saying, and everyone fucking wants this when they hire a coach. So it's not like they're fucking breaking the mold or something. But they're like, we want to find our Bill Belichick, our Mike Tomlin, right? A guy who can come in and coach 15 years, create stability, make this a organization that you want to come to. And I'm like, holy shit. We're like a year removed from arguably one of the worst owners of all time, although the New York Knicks, James Dolan, is trying to compete with that. If you've heard the recent news on that, I'm not going to mention it here. Go ahead and look that up. Jesus fucking Christ, that's dark. They're trying to actually build a legitimate franchise, and I'm fucking blown away by that. I don't know. I thought it was a great strategy. I just wanted to spotlight it because the Commanders haven't done anything right in a very long time.
Heard it here first. Manders for the Super Bowl next year. Jermaine called it.
If you want to put that on me, go ahead.
That's amazing. That's great. I'm glad they got a new owner. Use some of those billions and billions of dollars you got to fix FedEx Field.
It's the worst field.
The stadium leads the league in career-ending ACL injuries. That should be you should go executive search. The next closest alligator to the boat should be FedEx Field destruction.
FedEx Field can be found on the all-time sacks leader list.
Yeah.
They get their quarterbacks as well as other teams.
100%.
Yeah.
So it's real dark. All right, I just want to spotlight that. Let's go ahead and get into our wild card review. So typically how we do this is you give us your biggest surprise and disappointment, or just give us your two takeaways. They can be both positive. They can be both negative, however you want to do it. We'll start with you, Nevada. Welcome to the show.
I think the biggest disappointment has definitely got to be the Eagles. Sorry, Eric, but to come out as flat and as terrible as they looked against the Baker Mayfield Bucks, I think I only watched the first quarter, and that was enough for me. It was just an ugly game. And then I'll keep riding. I'll go with two. So CJ Stroud and Jordan Love, both their first games in the playoffs, both had almost exactly identical stat lines and had perfect QBR ratings, obviously leading both their teams to victory. So very impressive showing from the essentially playoff rookies.
Damn. That's a good pick. All right, Eric, go ahead and give us yours. If you want some overlap, you can, because I know you might want.
Nah, fuck Eagles. I don't need to talk about that. I still love them. Die hard, bleed green. I'll be there next year, screaming and crying. But just right now, I need time away. We're on time out. We were on a break. Anyway, I'm gonna say biggest disappointment of the year of the first round was I'm gonna say the Rams. All right, they were so close. And when Matthew Stafford hit that rib or shoulder, I can't even remember what injury it was, but we saw him clutching. You guys were talking about it in the group chat. I thought he was going to come out and do something magical. I wanted to see him beat Detroit. Happy for Detroit that they got their first playoff win in 32 years, but I was really sad that Matthew Stafford didn't get to go back in there. And that's just a personal thing for me. I wanted to see him be able to do that.
I agree with what you're saying after I saw the Detroit Lions boo him.
Yeah, that's also tragic. What? And everybody says Philly fans are bad. Anyway, I'm just kidding.
Come on now.
I'm just kidding. And then I guess the biggest takeaway is the future of quarterback or the Green Bay Packers. Whatever recipe they have for scouting QBs, and then whatever the recipe is for them sitting 2-3 years and then getting ready to go, everybody should just do that, because first year starter comes in and has one of the best performances of the playoff weekend. I think the only people that performed better than him were fucking Baker Mayfield and CJ Stroud, right? Those are the three best performances of this weekend, you guys would say?
For a quarterback play?
Yeah,
you got to put Josh Allen in there.
And Josh Allen, no disrespect, yeah.
Josh Allen went ballistic. Yeah. Also, I heard Josh Allen sucks, so.
He's not very.
That was me. Remember, I was out on Josh Allen of the Bills this year. And I looked good. until about week 11. And then the Eagles and Bills fucking flipped on me, dog. Fucking dickheads. Nick, go ahead and give us your two takeaways.
So you guys have already mentioned both of them. I don't know what it is. I don't care that it's the Bucs. I'm so glad to see Baker Mayfield enjoying football again. Like, the pressure has been lifted off him. He threw for 337 yards and 3 touchdowns. Should have had 4. Should have had more yards. Jermaine, you were talking about this week in the group chat. The rules for drops had been changed. The Bucs were officially credited with 4 drops on the night. It felt like 7.
There was
right?
one drop.
I mean, like it was Baker Mayfield was playing out of his mind, and it's just really good to see him performing again on a big stage that he's never really had the opportunity to do when he was in Cleveland or anywhere else. And we forget that this, I saw a meme today and it really hurt. But last year, Carolina lined Baker Mayfield up in a 3 technique on their scout team defense. So you really got to love that story. And then Jermaine, you touched on it, and we've kind of touched on it a little bit. My bad of the week is fans, right? You talked about it, Matt Stafford and the Detroit Lions. This man gave everything he had for your city for 12 years, and you boo him, right? You welcome that man in with open arms. Like, and if he beats you, right? You saw Matt Stafford say in an interview after the game, they asked him if he's happy for Detroit. He said, I'm happy for the players. So I'm sure happy for the players, right? Made very clear not to mention the city. Philly fans, right? Talking about firing Nick Sirianni, dumping buckets of popcorn on their players, right? Not a good look. And I'm going to throw a special one in there. Chicago Bulls fans, right? I have to mention this on the podcast.
Yeah.
Chicago Bulls fans. Chicago Bulls, and Jermaine, if I get anything wrong about this, please correct me. Chicago Bulls were honoring their late GM, Jerry Krause, by presenting his widow with raising his.
It's the Ring of Honor. They finally established a Ring of Honor.
Right. So his widow was there to accept it. Jerry Krause, if you guys don't know, 2-time Executive of the Year, brought the Chicago Bulls 6 championships as their GM.
The only championship.
The only 6 championships.
The only championships.
And it was in what, Jermaine? It was in what, a 10-year period, maybe?
It was 8 years.
Yeah, 6 championships in 8 years.
6 championships in 8 years.
The Chicago Bulls fans booed the ceremony, making Jerry Krause's widow cry. So it's a bad week. It's a bad look for sports fans all around. Oh, actually, I will throw another one in there too. I don't know if you guys saw this play, but Pittsburgh Steelers driving in the third quarter, going into the end zone. Whoever the far side wide receiver, if you're looking at your screen, the guy closest to you got pelted with snowballs as he went to catch a ball in the end zone.
I didn't see that.
While the play was live?
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't throw a flag?
Nope, no flag. Ball was intercepted. It was a bad throw, right? But guy goes up to try to disrupt the play, gets hit with 3 snowballs by Buffalo Bills fans.
I was just about to say, Nick, we got to give a little bit of love because those guys went out in that cold to shovel snow, but that just kills it.
Also bad for the Buffalo Bills. They made all this press, all this media about shoveling the stadium. Do you know what parts of the stadium got shoveled in Buffalo?
Grass.
The box seats. The box seats were the only ones that got shoveled. So regular people going to their seats had to trudge through all that snow because it didn't get shoveled.
Well, they said that apparently when the game was going on, that it was basically open seating.
Yeah.
Wherever you can find a spot, well, not seating, but wherever you can find a spot, stand there, and that's your seat.
Right?
Yeah, everyone was standing the whole game.
Yeah, but there was not like, oh, you're section 322. It's like, go in, find a spot, and just stand for 3 hours.
Yeah, exactly. If you saw the seats, there was all this snow still where all the seats were. So
yeah.
Yeah, it was a bad look all the way around.
Well, also, they made all this thing about Buffalo's getting the city of Buffalo out to help. Everybody's out there. And you saw one video clip played over and over again, didn't we? Of that fat guy sledding down the thing. And he had his shirt off. And everybody, oh, Buffalo fans are so crazy. They paid Buffalo fans $20 an hour to come shovel snow. I'm going to ask a group question here. If it's below freezing with a blizzard going on, are you driving to a stadium and shoveling snow?
No.
Not if I'm not getting free tickets.
No.
Absolutely
Season
not.
tickets.
Yeah,
Absolutely not.
I need free tickets, bro.
Right.
$20 an hour.
$20 an hour.
Get
Right.
I'll get out of bed for. No, I'm just kidding. But
So
no.
nobody showed up. Nobody showed up, and they shoveled the box seats only.
Damn, I guess I'm a sucker for the short media clip thing.
Yeah.
I thought people showed up and moved snow.
Nope.
Pussies.
Yeah, so Chicago. I was fucking livid when it happened. I just don't understand how you can boo an executive that brought 6 titles to your team.
No.
Like,
Boo!
there a
You're
reason
literally
for the
booing
boo?
his widow.
His widow, yeah.
His widow.
yeah,
That's
I
so
don't.
much worse.
I
If he
don't-
was there, fuck it, it's him.
I don't think the fans knew she was there though.
Really?
So that was another issue. They should have announced, because every Chicago Bulls person's like, well, yeah, they're gonna boo Jerry Krause. It's idiotic. It was 25 years ago. He brought you 6 rings. Jordan, Pippen, Rodman aren't fucking saints in this situation. Phil Jackson isn't a fucking saint in this situation. The Reinsdorfs aren't saints in this situation. So why
Still
is Jerry?
By the way.
Yeah, fucking Reinsdorf is hanging on. Michael's kicking because he's a young 45, 50-year-old man, but old buddy is about to crap his palate. It's just crazy.
And to that point,
No.
Jermaine, where was Pippen and Jordan at? They sent these half-hearted fucking
Pippen
half-assed.
did not. Pippen didn't send anything.
Yeah, Rodman sent something, and he's just always looks confused. And Jordan, did you feel at all like that was at all sincere?
Yeah.
I didn't. I didn't feel like it was sincere.
Nah, that's just Jordan.
I feel like in his head he was like, "I made the city. I don't care about a ring of honor." I'm like, all right, well, "Fuck you, then, Jordan."
No,
Listen,
that's not
one-
how he carries it.
1 championship, 2 championships, whatever, right? You bring a championship to my city, you're enshrined for. Hey, keep it down. You're enshrined forever in my mind. I don't care what you did. You brought. I simply cannot fathom 6 championships in 8 years. I can't fathom it. Nevada and I, when we were kids growing up in Denver, we won. The Broncos won back-to-back championships. And that was like the Avs won a championship in 95 and a championship in 2001. And we thought the Avs were the greatest team. We were like, this is the greatest team ever. Right? Pat Bolin, I think, is going to have the next stadium named after him because of him winning back-to-back championships. 6 championships in 8 years.
It was disgusting, bro. And here's the thing: 6 and 8 is cool. It's also 2 3-peats.
Right.
Like, it's 2 3-peats. That's fucking insane. The team was so good it 3-peated twice. Like,
So
I don't know.
So why the booze then, Jermaine?
Didn't you see The Last Dance?
Yeah,
Michael Jordan painted Jerry Krause as a villain because the team thought he was purposefully breaking up a dynasty, which he was, because he said he has a famous quote that gets manipulated all the time, that organizations win championships. Right? And Jordan, Pippen, Rodman, the players felt like he was breaking it up intentionally because of his ego. Never mind that these grown men were absolutely disgusting human beings to this man that was signing and cutting their checks, right? That was the one going in and negotiating with their agents to make sure that they were getting paid, giving them the opportunity to win 3-peats. And they refused to give that man any credit. It was
and assembling a roster around them for both those 2 3-peats, because they hogged a decent portion of the payroll. So he had to go out, and he and his staff had to find the guys that fit with those guys every single year, because they demanded higher and higher amounts of the payroll.
Exactly. Pippen was mad because Pippen signed an idiotic contract that locked him into low pay. and they wouldn't pay him more money because he signed the contract. So it's just egos, man. It's egos. And what blows my mind is the fans. It's like, why are you picking a side? Like, why are you picking Jordan Pippen over Krause? Like, who fucking gives a fuck? It's the name on the front. Like, Jordan hasn't played for us in 27 years. He hasn't suited up for us in 27 years. Scottie Pippen is
left you guys at the height of your dynasty to go play baseball.
Exactly. Like, I just don't understand. And everyone gets so attached to individual players that they lose. In 40 years, I'm not going to be cheering for Drew Brees anymore. Like, no disrespect. That's my fucking guy. You know who I'm going to be rocking? Unfortunately, because I made this choice and instead of choosing the fucking Patriots, I chose the New Orleans Saints. Yeah, I'm going to be fucking rocking the New Orleans Saints. Like, that blows my mind with sports fans. And that's what ends up making sports fans fucking crazy because we're emotional creatures that can think logically, but no one does that.
Bro, do you want to know what my sports fan thing is? When Steve Smith says a dumbass take on like NFL Today, I'm like, it's Baltimore Ravens, Steve Smith. That's not my wide receiver. That's Baltimore Ravens.
That's the Ravens. Yeah, that's funny as fuck. Steve Smith, was he on the Super Bowl team for the Ravens? He did not win, right?
Drafted.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think he did because I don't think he got there until 2016.
Because he played with Cam
the year after. Yeah, he played with Cam.
So no chance.
So we drafted. So the 2 years after we drafted Kelvin Benjamin. So yeah, I think 2016. God, Kelvin Benjamin. What Kelvin Benjamin.
Jesus Christ. The Eddie Lacy of wide receivers.
The tackle who was playing wide receiver.
The Michael Orr of wide receivers.
So my two takeaways from this weekend are division winners advancing. Oh, wait a minute. The Dallas fucking Cowboys were down 41-16 at home versus the 7 seed Green Bay Packers. That's fucking embarrassing across the board. And we knew this was going to happen when they hired Mike McCarthy. At 12-5, 12-5, 12-5, one playoff win. And now Dallas is in absolute shambles. And Dak Prescott even fans are ready to get rid of Dak Prescott. They're done. So that's my takeaway for Dallas. It's how quickly they forget exactly who they hired and who their quarterback was, right? They let the illusion distract them, and they got outside of themselves like they do every year and got fucking humbled. And Nick and I were all over that Green Bay Packers game.
They are who we thought they were.
Exactly.
A bunch of bully ass bitches.
So shout out to all the division winners except the fucking Cowboys for getting the fucking job done. That's fucking hysterical. And then second takeaway, Kevin Stefanski is the coach of the year. He won 11 wins with the Cleveland Browns. They started 4 quarterbacks this year. Deshaun Watson, Joe Flacco, Dorian Thompson-Robinson, and PJ Walker. Mm-hmm. They lost their right and left tackles. Denzel Ward got hurt coming into this playoff game. Their star cornerback.
They're all pro running back.
They're all pro running back, who I thought was the best running back in football. Fucking
didn't need him. What a bum.
And they fucking won 11 games in the hardest division. I just think we should give Kevin Stefanski some props. I know we lost the playoff game pretty handily, but it's hard to do when Joe Flacco scores 14 points for both teams.
Yeah. I mean, Joe Flacco has always been great at sharing the love, and when he gives, he gives in abundance. I'll add a honorable mention here. This has just continued the season of snooze fest NFL football.
Yes.
Don't let the pundits get you wrong talking about it's the NFL playoffs. Oh, what great magic. We had every single game had a storyline. Every single game had a storyline. Cleveland, playing Houston with the Deshaun Watson stuff. You had Tyreek Hill's return to Kansas City. You had Pittsburgh, the team that couldn't make it against Josh Allen, who was the hot hand coming in. You had Green Bay playing Mike McCarthy, Matt Stafford, Jared Goff battle. You had Philly playing Tampa Bay. Like, can Baker Mayfield redeem it? Can Philly stop the slide? And we got 5 snoozers of a football game. The only football game that I made it a point this weekend to try to watch every single minute of playoff football. The one game that I finished was the Rams-Lions.
This was the only good one. And that one was – it's funny because I wasn't going to bring this up because it feels petty as a Saints fan. But to see the Rams bitching about missed calls – and then Rams fans are bitching about missed calls and then being like, oh, the Saints are still upset about that missed call? What? Also, fucking miss me. Until the Miami Dolphins beat somebody, fucking miss me with any hype on the Miami Dolphins. I'm fucking over it. I don't care that you put 70 points up on a team that quit. I don't care. You guys scored 7 points. 7 points against a team whose offense couldn't score. Like, fuck off with the Dolphins. I'm out. Fuck the Dolphins. You're stupid. And I hope you fucking pay Tua, and then you keep trying to sell Tua on us. And then when I come back and tell you Tua is Dak Prescott, just left-handed, let's fucking see something.
One final rant. Then this is the last thing I have about the weekend. I am so come summer, you guys better drop your fucking bullshit. I'm talking America about MLB umpires being bad at their job. The average MLB umpire gets 95% of calls correct. We flame a guy named Angel Hernandez because he gets 92% of calls right. Don't be talking this bullshit about robot umpires in the MLB. We need fucking AI and robot officials in the NFL. They could not call a call right this weekend.
I agree with all that, but we see VAR. VAR gets it wrong. It's fixed.
Because human.
It's fixed.
Make it all robots.
It's fixed.
But
including the players, robot players.
Miss me, robot players, yeah. Miss me when you say MLB officials are bad at their job because they miss 5 calls out of 100.
I will say MLB officials are still bad, though.
No.
I will say that. Like, just because NFL is awful doesn't mean MLB is absolved. Like, they're still bad. So that's all I'm saying. But I agree with the sentiment of the rat. Let's go ahead and get into the divisional round, Eric.
All right. So let me get this.
Nevada, you go first.
You guys got good eyes on this?
Oh, yes, that's good.
All right, cool. Good. So we're going to start with Saturday's games. The first game is going to be the Houston Texans at the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens are 9-point favorites. The over-under is 43.5. If you're going Ravens money line, it's minus 410. If you're going Texans money line, it's plus 320. Nevada, what do you got on this one?
I got Baltimore money line. I'm not going to take the money line. There's nothing there for it. But I think I'll take the over. I think Baltimore's eager to get playing again. Lamar's obviously most likely the MVP of the league. I think they're ready and raring to go. I think C.J. Stroud and the Texans can put up a little bit of a fight. But I think Baltimore's just on another level right now. Or they could come out as a dud. But I think Baltimore's ready to go. So I would take the over. The spread kind of scares me because I feel like Baltimore could really pour it on. But again, Houston's been kind of stingy all year. So I'll stay away from the spread, but I would take the over 43.5.
All right. Nick, what do you got for this game, brother?
Yeah, I think what we saw last week, even with Joe Flacco gifting 2 pick sixes to Houston, that game is still a 31-14 game. If those don't happen, I think Houston has a great defense. They showed it last week, and they have an offense that Jermaine and I said it in the playoff episode last week. They don't make mistakes, right? And we saw it this week. They don't make mistakes. Unfortunately, you give them any other team, I think, that's left in the playoffs. I put Houston up against any other team in the playoffs, not named the Baltimore Ravens. I think Baltimore does what Houston does with proven players, and they do it better. I took this line at Baltimore -9.5, and I took the over at 45.5 when it came out. So I'm going to take Baltimore -9, and I'm going to take the over 43.5.
Perfect. Jermaine, what do you got on this one?
I'm taking the Houston Texans +9. And if people are taking Baltimore Ravens -9 and it pushes it to 9.5, jump on that as well. I'm going to bet with the trend of what I've seen from Lamar Jackson in previous playoff excursions. His first game off of bye, the Baltimore Ravens are slow starters. And that is the reason why we haven't seen Baltimore deliver on Super Bowl aspirations. I'm going to bet with the hot team with nothing to lose. Vegas just put a team that dropped 31 points on an 11-win football team with one of the widely respected as one of the best defenses in the league this year. Houston just did that. And you're going to give me 9 points? Yeah, I'll take the 9 points here. I'll take the over 43.5. I think it's going to be a back and forth affair. And I'm also going to take Texans money line.
Nice.
At plus 320.
I mean, looking at their game earlier in the year, yeah, Baltimore did win 25-9, but they lost the turnover battle. First downs were the same. The Houston actually in net yards outgained them by 3. Houston passed better than them, and Baltimore rushed better than them, but only by 0.3 of a yard of a carry. Like, this was not as lopsided as it seemed in that game. So
should be a good one. Should be a really good game.
That's to Jermaine's point.
All right. Moving into the second game on Saturday is going to be the Green Bay Packers heading into San Francisco. San Francisco is 9.5 favorites. The over-under is set at 50.5. If you're going San Fran money line, it's -440. There's no juice there. If you're going Green Bay money line, it's +340. I'll start with you this time, Jermaine. What do you got?
Every bit of me wants to duplicate what I did with Houston with Green Bay. I just can't. I just don't know if I can do it. I'm gonna thread the needle. Give me Green Bay +9.5, and I'll take San Francisco money line. And I will take the over.
50.5?
50.5. I know it's a lot, but I'm going to take the over. I think there's going to be defensive scores in this ball game. It's going to come down to Brock Purdy versus Jordan Love. If you believe the narrative that Brock Purdy cannot make throws, which it is silly in its own right, but it's perfectly fine. They like to discredit people who play well, just like with Michael Thomas. They called him Slant Boy. It's just someone says one thing on the internet and everybody latches onto it, and they refuse to watch the games and look at anything else. So,
all right.
If I'm the 49ers, I'm scared of this Green Bay Packers team. That's all I'm going to say. I don't have the stones to take the money line on this one. But that money line at +340 is juicy. But go ahead.
All right, Nevada, what do you got for this game?
I'm thinking Niners will take it. Kind of the same thing with the Ravens. I think they're hungry. It's not the NFC Championship game, so Shanahan shouldn't lay an egg just yet. Kind of to Jermaine's point as far as the battle between Jordan Love and Brock Purdy, their regular season numbers were almost identical. Love had 41, 59 yards, 32 touchdowns, 11 picks. Purdy had 42, 80 yards, 31 touchdowns, 11 picks. So stat-wise, you're getting the exact same quarterback. Obviously, one flipped a switch in the middle of the season. But I think the X factor, even though he's not really an X factor, it's CMC. He's going to be healthy for the first time in a while. The bye week helped him out. Sounds like he's a full participant. I will go Niners covering the spread and over on points.
All right. And so you're going to take the over 50.5 or over for the Niners points?
Both covering the spread and over on points.
And then Nick, what do you got?
So this is the 10th time since 1996 the Green Bay Packers and San Francisco 49ers have met in the playoffs, right? You think about these two storied franchises and the amount of postseason success they've had. I'm so excited for this game, right? I love Jordan Love and what the Packers are doing. I think Bryce Purdy always gets the short end of the stick, right, for utilizing the talent around him. Like when did we start penalizing guys for people are mad that Brock Purdy doesn't need to lead a 99-yard drive down the field to win the game by making 20-yard throws. Like it's incredible to me.
Watch Tom Brady play during the Super Bowl years.
No shit. I'm so excited for this game. 5:15 on Saturday. I'm going to be locked in, popcorn, beer, pizza, wings, ready to go. I think Nevada hit on it. I'm going to expand it, not just quarterbacks. I think in the last 4 games, these are the exact same team. I think the Green Bay Packers and the San Francisco 49ers are the exact same offense, right? Both scoring around 30 points per game. They're the exact same defense. They've both allowed about 23.5, right? And they both have the same turnover differential. The 49ers have a -1 turnover differential in the last 40 games. Green Bay is even in the last 4 games. I think it comes down to home field advantage. And I know we say home field advantage in the game. Home field advantage is done. Right? It doesn't exist anymore. I think just that simple little advantage that San Francisco gets from playing at home is going to edge them in that game. That being said, I took this at Green Bay plus 10. I'll take Green Bay plus 9.5, and I took the over at 49.5, but I'm going to go the over at 50.5.
Over as well. Okay. You guys expecting some high-scoring games this coming weekend, huh?
This weekend, yes.
Sweet.
On Saturday, yes. Let's go into Sunday.
Yep, moving into Sunday. So the first game on Sunday is going to be Tampa Bay heading up to Detroit. Detroit is 6-point favorites. The over is set at 48.5. If you're taking Detroit, it's -265. If you're taking Baker and the boys down in Tampa Bay, it's plus 215. Nick start us off here on this one.
Yeah, so I think the opposite of what I just mentioned of Green Bay and San Francisco. These teams have met once in the playoffs since 1996. Really, I don't know how you can watch the game that happened on last weekend and say the Lions are a 6-point better team than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You simply can't. I think Detroit has a great offense. They force turnovers, but that Tampa Bay defense over the last 4 games has been outstanding. They are better than any other playoff defense by if you take out KC, because KC's been very good. So them and KC have allowed about 13.5 points of scoring defense. They are 5 points better than the next closest team. That's the Buffalo Bills, right? How can you look at that game and say Tampa Bay is worse, right? Detroit did everything to lose the game against the Rams. Won.
And paid the refs.
And right. Detroit did everything to lose that game, managed to be bested by a better losing team in the Los Angeles Rams. Tampa Bay did everything they could to win that game, dropped the ball a lot of times, and should have beat the Eagles by more, right? 6 points. Give me Tampa Bay plus 6. I took this Tampa Bay plus 6 as soon as it came out, but give me the under as well with 2 great defenses, right? Under 48.5. I'm going to go Tampa Bay money line plus 215 as well.
Holy shit. Sorry. Chet Holmgren just tried throwing the ball off the glass to himself to yam it.
All right. Nevada, what do you got on this one, brother?
Yeah, unfortunately, I agree with Nick. So I He actually also took my bets, which scares me. I will say, I think obviously Baker's
8-2 last week, by the way. 8-2 last week, up 6 units. Playoff football.
Baker's obviously playing phenomenal this year. I guess it came down to me as far as who's going to cover Mike Evans for Detroit. You could say the same thing about the Detroit Lions with Amon-Ra and Laporta. But I think the corners for Tampa, as well as the linebackers, will be able to run with those two much more efficiently than anybody on Detroit can run with Mike Evans. I also think Detroit, and I could be wrong, but I just get the feeling that win the other day was so emotional for them and the entire city that there may be a little bit of a letdown. So obviously it's not a stat that you can look at and say, yep, that's something to look at. But emotional wins like that, especially in the first round, I don't know. I just don't get a good feeling when you feel like you've won the Super Bowl because you won a playoff game. So,
Yeah.
And
see the Minnesota Timberwolves playing game win.
Yeah, exactly. So, unfortunately, I'm right in the same bet line as Nick.
So it's gonna miss. Look,
Yeah.
Nevada and Nick are on Bucks, so smart money is on Detroit. But look, man, I don't trust this Detroit defense. I really don't trust this Detroit defense. If Kyron Williams doesn't get hurt for the Rams, I don't know how many times I have to say this. If Sean McVay can run the football, you are not stopping Sean McVay. And that's what scares me. I am also concerned with Tampa Bay being able to stop the Detroit Lions run game. And that's where I'm concerned. And I think that this offensive line for the Detroit Lions, which I have on the record of I think it's the best in football right now. I probably have to go look at stats and back all that up, but I think it's the best in football. Frank Ragnow is the best center in football right now, without a question. Jason Kelsey gets the Legacy Award because he's a Hall of Famer, but he had a rough year this year.
And the GOAT.
He was exhausted. Like, you could just see him physically exhausted. But Frank Ragnow is an absolute dog. And I'm going with this offensive line up front. So I'm going to take Detroit -6 because I think the run game is going to go off. So take the over for David Montgomery, take the over for Jahmyr Gibbs rushing, and take the under 48.5 because Detroit is going to grind this out. I believe that this coaching staff is going to understand that last week was a big time game, and they're going to come in and slow the pace down to prevent overextension, a collapse of some sort, right? Jared Goff got the monkey off his back. Dan Campbell got the monkey off his back. The Detroit Lions got the monkey off their back. Now they're hosting a second home game in a row. This fan base is going to show up. It's going to show up in force, and I think that's going to be the deciding factor. And if Tampa Bay didn't get their drops out of their system, this game can get ugly. And so I'm going to go Detroit -6 and the under. I will ride the under with the
How
boys.
sad is it that the Philadelphia Eagles were a warm-up game for Tampa? Let's get your drops out of the way this week so next week we can play good. We're still going to win by 50. Anyway, for the last game on Sunday, arguably one of the greatest football games most of us have seen, 2 years ago? Is going to be a rematch. It is the Kansas City Chiefs heading into Buffalo. Buffalo are 3-point favorites at home. The over-under is set at 45.5. If you're riding Buffalo, that's -142. If you're riding Kansas City, that's +120. Nevada, go ahead and what do you got for this one, brother?
I see this one as Buffalo kind of getting their revenge game in. Every single time that they've played KC, it's been in KC. KC has never played an away game in the playoffs aside from the Super Bowl matchups. So this is their first road game in the playoffs. I think Buffalo's going to come out buzzing. and ready to smack Mahomes around. Everybody knows everybody's going to drop the ball for Mahomes, aside from Travis Kelce. So I think they're going to come out buzzing and try to really rattle him. Crowd's going to be into it. So let's see, -3. Yeah, I'll take Bills to cover, and I'll take Bills money line.
All right. Jermaine, what do you got?
Patrick Mahomes versus Josh Allen is a 3-3 matchup. Almost identical completion percentage. Josh Allen has more touchdowns and less interceptions. But Patrick Mahomes is 2-0 in the playoffs versus Josh Allen. Give me Kansas City Chiefs money line. Give me under 45.5. And then obviously I'll take Kansas City +3.
Obviously. All right. Nick, go ahead and close us out, brother.
Best things come in threes, right? This is the third playoff matchup between Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. This is the first one that is in Buffalo. The last two results, 2021, Buffalo scored 24. It wasn't enough. They lost by 14. 2022, Buffalo scored 36. It wasn't enough. They lost by 6 in overtime. How many points does Buffalo need to score to beat Kansas City in Buffalo? I don't think they're going to score even close to that, right? I don't think they score over what Buffalo scored last year. I think this game is going to be a hard-fought game. I think it's going to be a hard-fought, low-scoring game. Give me the under 45.5. I just don't think Casey's offense and Buffalo's offense are all show, no-go right now. I think this line is perfect for this game. But being as it is within my price range, I'm going to take Buffalo Bills money line at -142.
So you want the under and Buffalo money line.
Correct.
Yeah, my bet's got a chance.
Any other picks for you guys from this weekend? Anything? Any shout outs for any parlay or any touchdown scores or anything you guys want to get out of the way?
CMC 2+ touchdowns.
Ooh.
Oof. That is filthy. Let's see. I'll take a Mark Andrews touchdown.
You're gonna take a Mark Andrews touchdown?
I think he plays this game. And
Well, he gets that's +115.
give me a Dalvin Cook anytime touchdown scorer.
James Cook?
Dalvin Cook plays for the Baltimore Ravens.
Nah, that's not gonna happen, dude.
His stat line is going to be 4 carries for 9 yards and a touchdown.
4 carries.
Yeah.
One
You want
carry.
Dalvin Cook +900?
One
Dalvin
carry
Cook
for your-
+900. Let's fucking go, boys. And let's see. Let me see if I can't pick.
I would like to take a Dalvin Cook and Melvin Gordon III, both to score.
Oh, jeez.
I'm kind of curious as to what a Luke Musgrave.
Hold on. Go to the top, Eric.
Yeah, there's an issue with
Is our This is a great banner to see on a sports book. We are aware that there are currently issues with placing bets, viewing your bet history, and cashing out. We're working to resolve this as soon as possible. Good thing you guys aren't a sports book. All right,
God damn, their IT department's getting dragged.
McCaffrey,
right now.
2 or more touchdowns is +145.
God.
That's crazy. It's not even
right.
worth it, dude.
3 touchdowns.
That's so funny, dude.
Is there an option for that? Yeah, there is.
Probably not.
Yeah, there is.
Oh, there is?
+500.
Oh my God, Patrick Richard 3+ touchdowns. Can you imagine the universe?
I would love to live in that universe as long as I would have that bet.
Hold on, what was McCaffrey's 3+ touchdowns?
+500.
+500.
Oh, +500. That's insane.
He's the only person that's not in the thousands. Everybody else is in the thousands. They're like, CMC, we'll put you at +500.
Let me get a Luke Musgrave anytime touchdown. Actually, scratch that. Let me get a Bo Melton anytime touchdown for Green Bay Packers. And
Plus 650. I thought you were just making shit up, dude.
And then let me get a Dawson Knox anytime touchdown. Playoff touchdowns are crazy. So I always
Eric,
go with the
Eric,
lesser one.
while we're there, there's been so much media coverage on him in that Green Bay San Francisco game. Give me a Kyle Jeselnik plus 850 anytime touchdown.
I almost took that, dude. I almost took that. He's talking about use check, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
Oh.
I thought he'd be higher, but he's at the bottom there with Bo Melton.
Don't slander my plus 650. Nick just took a plus 850.
All right. What else you guys got?
I think that's it.
All right, cool.
Wait, Nevada, did you have one?
No, if I do, I'll send it offline. I'm just trying to think of other guys.
All right. You guys got anything else? Another long episode. Playoff season, had to review the futures. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at Podcast Room303. I've been your host, Jermaine Colombin. This is my co-host, Nicholas Morahan. And we now have 2 executive producers, Nevada, and as always, the EP. We'll see you next time when you come on down and step into the room. And I didn't have the music ready.